Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So while we wait for parts for the Mitsubishi, we are going to work on this Nissan Qashqai, whatever, 2010. I think the engine on this is the 1.5 DCI, and this came from another garage, and the issue is the following. They were having faults for turbo something. I don't know which faults were, they never told me. They just said we were having faults for the turbo. Fitted a new turbo and they still have the same problems. I haven't scanned the car yet, so after they replaced the turbo, they just don't know what to do next, so they brought me the car. Now I haven't scanned the car yet. We're going to do that now. So yeah, let's kind of plug it in. Well, I still have the VCI on the Mitsubishi. Anyway, let's kind of plug it in, scan the car, and see what faults we have. Okay, let's kind of go back. No, that's Asia. This is a Nissan. I need to update some of these logos. Nissan. Let's connect. So let's gonna scan the car. Here we go. Let's scan the car and see what we have. It's a lot of glare. Okay, let's see what we have. Hope they haven't deleted the codes. I hope. It's nothing here. Preheat, pre-diagnosed connection C01, current P0381, difference of key, pass. Right, we might gonna have to go for a drive. Actually, let me start the engine, see if we do have the engine light on. Okay, so that's why. Okay, so most likely that's why they must have deleted the codes. He said something about driving the car for the codes to come up, so I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move the M5 and go for a quick test drive and see what we have. Okay, and just before we go anywhere, I've decided to come and do a visual inspection. So removed the engine plastic cover, and as I was checking behind here where everything connects into the turbo, obviously I'll start by checking plugs. It's a quite new car, so everything is pretty much okay. The turbo indeed looks brand new. I've seen straight away looms not routed correctly, so this is not supposed to be through here. But when I looked at this, where this metal pipe connects to the outlet of the turbo, it looked to me that was not in place. And look at this. This is exactly how it is. So it's not plugged in properly. It's not clipped in. So I can't push it any more down. I don't know exactly what's going on in there. So we're going to take this section of pipe and see exactly what happened in there. I don't know if this is going to be the problem, but there is a possibility, obviously. Okay, it was definitely not clipped in, 100%. The rubber seal looks okay. We're gonna give it a clean, but the rubber seal looks okay. And I already routed the EGR loom through the correct place. So let's gonna clean it, try to clip it back in, and see how it goes. Okay, pipe is back in place. It's proper secured now. And as I was just going, guys, it's completely off topic, but don't do this. Here is not actually a big of a problem, but if you guys ever cut cable fixings, securing looms, etc., just make sure you put them back or fix them. I don't like to see this. Terrible. The looms are routed. Looms are routed through a certain place for a reason. Don't just leave them hanging about, because you're gonna damage stuff. I hate to see this when people cut cable trays, leave the looms hanging about. Terrible. Like that EGR cable at the back, hole through the wrong place. Oops. Sorry guys, it's a little bit windy. So yeah, don't do these kind of things. I know it's off topic, but always try to route everything the way you should. If you need to cut cable ties, just put them back on and fix everything properly. So obviously this was the high pressure side, was the turbo outfit that goes straight into the intercooler. So obviously that would be leaking a lot of pressure in there. I'm quite convinced that was the problem. A genuine mistake, I guess, but they could have checked and double checked their work. Nevertheless, we're gonna go for a drive and see how the car behaves now. Unfortunately, I never tried it before. As I said, I should have gone for a drive before just to show you, but I think it's quite self-explanatory in there. Okay, and let's gonna go for a test drive with this thing and see how it behaves. So I came here again on these back roads for a drive, and the car, although it hasn't thrown any faults, as you can see, there's no lights, the car feels really underpowered, as if there is no turbo. I'm gonna show you the live data. So this was me right there. So this first kick in there is me right there at the end of this road. Let's see if we focus, right at the back. It's probably about half a mile maybe. There is a intersection in there. So I turn, I was coming from the left, from your left, as you look on the screen. I was coming from the left, turning this way. Second gear, put my foot down. The car starts to ask for pressure. So blue line is what the car needs. Green line is what the car is actually giving. And look at that, what it did. Look at that. Obviously, by this time, I'm already revving, let's say 4,000 RPMs. So I'm driving all these long, pretty much with no turbo. You feel a little bit of pressure there, but so obviously is really bad. Then I put third gear there. Okay, so obviously drops. Third gear asks straight away for maximum pressure. What? Oh, what have I done? Right, it asks for maximum pressure again, and slowly. So by the time I'm again hitting nearly the red line, I don't have RPMs there, but believe me, I put fourth gear again, that trough in there, and then slowly. So there is something wrong in here, and then next gear, and then I stopped here. Then I stopped. So yeah, this is bad. And the car, as I said, the car really feels just like underpowered. Like if it's there is no turbo. You put your foot down and there is nothing there on the car. So maybe that hose the way it was not the only problem, obviously. Let's gonna try to find out now what the real problem is. And that's about it really. So let's gonna go back home and dig into this a little bit, try to figure out what's wrong. Okay, and to me looks like this vacuum solenoid, whatever, is gone. Let me show you how I know. So what I have right now, and this is how I'm going to test it. Let me show you a good valve. This is a brand new, never been used. It's a brand new Pierberg, exactly the same principle. So this is the breather, the release, this is the vacuum, this is the output. Same thing, vacuum output, release is here on the side. Hopefully will be better this way. So I blocked this, pretending is the turbo actuator. This is my engine pulling vacuum. And as you can see, it's, oh damn it. Sorry guys, the pipe is too thin. See if it doesn't come out now. Okay, so I put this vacuum into the solenoid, and as you can see, it's losing a little bit, but very slowly. If I'm not see how slowly it's losing. Now I'm going to put vacuum again, and look what happens when I touch the 12 volts. You see the needle moving faster. Now let's gonna do the same on the other one. Like kind of an old vacuum, look. You see what I'm saying? I can't hold any vacuum. If I give voltage to it, same thing. I just can't hold any vacuum to it. So let's do something here just to prove my point, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Okay, and what I've done is I went for a drive, live data again. I saw a very slightly improvement, but still the same problem. But I definitely felt a slightly improvement. Now this is the cat. I want to show you something, and my theory now is that this cat is blocked, and my theory, the overall theory, is that the turbo actuator failed. Someone carried on driving the car like that. Obviously combustion, etc, everything was wrong because it didn't have the airflow, etc, and the poor mixture ended up blocking the cat to the point where was no airflow. There is what looks to me like a crack. I'm gonna put some picture here on the screen, but that's the inside of the cat. As you can see, there is like if it's melted or some sort of, I don't know, it's really weird. I don't even need to put a picture. I think you can see quite well in there. It's just moved. When you look from the top, it doesn't really look like the, oh there he is at the back, you can see there. See, it looks like he's melted. It's really weird. It's really weird. Anyway, my theory is that this cat is blocked. Okay, and 4 days later, so I've been working shifts, etc. 4 days later I got all the parts for the Qashqai and for the Shogun. The Shogun is going to be painful to do, so I decide to do the Qashqai first while I get mentally prepared. Anyway, just before, so I have the cut is here. This is the new valve, but just quickly before I start to put everything back in place, I just would like to again do the test. I know we did the vacuum test with that Pierburg valve. These valves, independent of the design, they all work roughly the same way, but just in case if you think, oh, this is the different design valve, my works different, blah blah blah, etc, I thought I'll just show you now comparing these two valves. So we're going to do the same test now with the new valve and the old valve, and I'll show you that indeed this valve is faulty, and and then we'll just let me put the phone in place and I'll show you. Okay, let's gonna test the first valve. So let's gonna block this one here. This is the old valve, by the way. It's gonna connect in there. So this is set up for vacuum, is that way, so it's for vacuum. It's connected like this, so this should hold vacuum. As you've seen on the last, when I've showed you last time against the other valve, as I give vacuum, I can't really get even to, I can't even get to 0.5. Is I get like halfway through the scale, 0.25 maybe, and as soon as I leave it, it goes to 0. Now we are going to do the same on the new valve. So that's the brand new valve. It's going to do the same test. Okay, let's kind of pull the vacuum. Can you see the difference? It's pretty much doing the same as the Pierburg one was doing. See that? So that's a good valve. The other one is a bad valve. So again, and I think I said this already, this is my theory, the valve slowly started to fail, reducing the amount of boost into the engine, which means less hair. That less hair has been obviously disrupting the combustion. Fuel was not burning properly, ended up in the cat, blocking the cat, and that was it really. And the new turbo obviously didn't fix nothing. So I'm not going to take you through the process now. I'm just going to put everything back on, I mean all the new parts back on, and then I guess we'll do a final test drive, etc. Hopefully the turbo is calibrated correctly and we don't need to mess about with that, but yeah, I think only by fitting these parts we will know we can go any further. So for now, let's gonna put everything and go from there. Okay, and one last thing before I put it in place is that this is actually a genuine cat. It's not a third party or anything like that. Okay, everything is back in place. Let's gonna start it. See if it starts okay. I haven't started the thing yet. Okay, let's gonna see what happens. Sweet, started fine. Yeah, looks good to me. Okay, looks good. All we need to do now is go for a test drive and see what we have. Okay, so at this point, and after what I'm going to show you, I know I'm going to get a fair amount of people coming, oh, you diagnosed it all wrong, etc, etc. Anyway, I hope the fact that I've showed you how the turbo solenoid was behaving, that will confirm and that will show you that the solenoid was bad. I went for a drive after putting everything back on, and how to say, the car felt more free. It was like if the car was breathing way better, but still no boost. But definitely was a massive difference this last time. But because it was still not fixed, I didn't record it. I didn't even took the phone with me, to be honest. I just went down the road to test it. But yeah, it felt like it would take off easier. So it was like if it was breathing better, obviously with the new cat, etc. But was still no boost. So I came back and I digged a little bit more into it. And what I ended up doing, because for me this would have to be the turbo. Now remember guys, the turbo is brand new. Now when I put my vacuum pump into the solenoid, so the engine off, etc. So I put it on the vacuum side because it's easier. So the solenoid when the engine is off is completely open. So I start to pump some vacuum and the lever on the turbo didn't move, stayed where it was. And that was a little bit hot to me, so I check and double check, and definitely the lever was not moving. And I want to show you what I found. And what I found, my friends, is that this turbo is seized, completely seized. So let me show you something quickly here. Now the reason why I'm taking this turbo into bits is because even though the turbo is new, and I think you can easily see that the turbo is new. Okay, the owner rang me and he agreed with me. Well, he actually told me if he thinks I can open the turbo and free up the turbo. I said until I open it I don't know, but he just said go ahead, do it. So that's why I'm going to do it, and hopefully we'll manage to fix this. If not, at least we'll free up the turbo. But I want to show you the following so you don't think. I'm going to show you that the turbo is completely seized. So right now, this lever here, which is the lever for it should move freely back and forwards, and look at this. It doesn't move from where it is. If I pull it back, it is completely seized. So yeah, that's the problem. So that's the problem. Now I think this turbo is seized because of the faulty solenoid. So because the solenoid was faulty, was not moving the turbo and was keeping the turbo in the same place, or moving it very very slowly, and the carbon ended up seizing the turbo. We don't know if that was the case. Plus the back pressure from the cat, it just didn't let the turbo to spool, didn't let this to open, and one thing led to the next, and well, and we seized the brand new turbo. So let's gonna see what we can do with this one. See if we can free up the turbo. I will show you once I open it. I will show you exactly what happened. All the screws are out. Yeah, they are. Let's go and open this and see what we have. Okay. Look, turbo is clean. Half of the turbo is clean. Yeah, completely seized. So the turbo is good, but this bit is good, spot on. But this is completely seized. Let me see if I can show you this. Where is the lever? There's the lever. So the lever would have gone in there. So this bit is actually free. So this is free. So the problem is not here. The problem is there. Yeah, this is completely seized. Completely seized. Ooh. Right, why is not moving? Let me get some more tools. Okay, let's clean this. See if we can see anything. So the turbo was not spinning because, as you can see, you've seen it was all dirty here, which means the fumes, they were not going around. Otherwise this would be, just to understand why it's not moving. Oh, no? This needs to be pushed out somehow, isn't it? Okay. Okay, I can see now how this works. But something's not right inside this turbo. Wow. Okay, let me see if I can free this up. Okay, and I managed to get the ring out, and as I move some of them are completely seized. Look, that one for example, as you say. So I run out space on the phone, had to delete a few clips, but yeah, some of these, like that one, let me see when it, look, that one, when it moves over there, is absolutely stuck. This one as well, this one is fine, because what I'm doing is I'm sanding the veins on the underside a little bit, using a little bit of sandpaper. So I'm wedged in this underneath the vein, and then I'm moving the vein. And I don't know why this is like this, but it is what it is. So, so I'm gonna do Jesus. Yeah, that one needs sanding. So what I'm doing is pull the vein all the way to the front, and I'm wedged in a little bit of paper on the underside. And then I just move the vein. This one I didn't cut it well. Just need a little bit more until I sand a little bit on the underside. So the vein then, I don't know, these turbo hasn't been tested before. You see there what I'm doing? So I'm wedging the paper between the vein and obviously the body underneath, and then I hold the paper, and as I turn this, I'm sanding a little bit on the underside. So it's a little bit like if it's going to rain, so I'm going to speed up this. I'm not going to record this again. I just will show you in the end if I manage to get them all free. Okay boys, can we all see the difference? Oh, beautiful. Okay, you can't go too far out because otherwise this will start to come off. As you can see, the veins in there. So they're all free up. Now we're going to put everything kind of back on just to test and go from there. Okay, and this is a little bit of a difference now. So now is just put this back on and put it back on the car and test it again. Hopefully this will fix the problem finally. And once again, so we can all enjoy this moment. That's how it should be. Okay guys, and I just literally finished put everything back on. It's now nearly 7:20. I'm just gonna go for a quick drive at the end of the road, see what boost we have, see how the car drives. If this doesn't fix it, oh dear, I don't know what to do. and then we will wrap up this video, but I'm quite confident that it's gonna work now. I'm at the end of the road, and what a difference, guys, what a difference. I'm going to record some live data, and then I will show exactly what it does. But turbo spool's absolutely fine, there is power, everything is working as it should. Right, what a different car, guys. So I just got back home. I couldn't go much further, guys, because Mrs. just went to work, the girls are at home, so I just went to the end of the road and came back. But is driving beautifully, completely different. We have the boost, we have that pull at as you take off, so it's spot on now. I took some live data, as I said, so I'm going to show you. So obviously you do not expect, when the ECU asks for that, you will never expect the ECU or the turbo to be able to spool that quick, or to do that pressure, to deliver that pressure straight away. But as you can see, if you compare this with the before, there is, what a difference, what a difference. So I'm really happy with the result. The car is driving is a completely different car. Now this was me going around, just turn on a roundabout, then take off again. As you can see, it spools and it reaches the pressure the ECU actually requests. It takes a little bit, but it's not too long if you think about it. It's about what, a second, 2 seconds there maybe. So it's just doing, it's working fine, guys. I can't fault anything now. It's working absolutely beautiful. And in the end, a seized brand new turbo. I still stick to my first theory that somehow, well, that said, guys, when I actually opened the turbo, it didn't look like it was carbon that seized that turbo. Something else happened. I don't know what, so I'm not going to say, I'm not going to guess, but something happened there. As for the previous turbo, I can only, because as you've seen, they put a new turbo. I don't know if the turbo packed up afterwards, I don't know, I'm not going to, as I said, I don't want to guess too much. But as for the first turbo, which I don't know if it was good or not, I've never seen it, but as for the first turbo, guys, the turbo solenoid, I think there is no doubt that that solenoid was gone. As for the cat, I know some of you are going to say there was nothing wrong with the cat. Possibly I didn't put the older one back on, because from what I've seen, the way the car was driving, even with the seized turbo, but the way the car was driving with the new cat, it was different. Okay, the car felt much more freely. It was no boost, but the car felt different. So I could very well put the old one back in, and then if it didn't work, I would put the new one. But guys, it's my labor, it's my work, it's me under the car, no chance. So I put the new one in, and at least we are 100% sure that the car is boosting okay, it's driving beautifully. There's no codes, there's no engine lights. I think there is still a code. Let me come back from here. There is still a code, most likely, for that. When I delete the codes, there's no codes now, but when you try to start the car from cold, it comes up with a glow plug controller, whatever that is. But well, that's a different issue. But as for this, guys, I'm really happy that I solved it. Once again, I know there is a little bit about the cat. You can argue that the cat was good. From what I've seen, again, and repeating myself, I don't think it was. I think it was a bad cat. So let's gonna wrap up this video. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you do have any questions, any comments, guys, please put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.